Kabahagi mo.
Radyo Pilipino.
Saan mang bahagi ng Pilipinas, saan mang bahagi ng mundo, anumang uri ng pamumuhay, kabahagi mo.
Kabahagi mo.
Radyo Pilipino. Radyo Pilipino. Sumasahimpapawid sa DWPR 1296, Dagupan, DZTC 828, Tarlac, DZLT 1188, Lucena, DZYM 1539, Mindoro, DWRL 1080, Legazpi, DWRN 657, Naga, DYRB 540, Cebu, DYRL 1035, Bacolod, DYRN 1134, Dumaguete, DXCO 1044, Cagayan de Oro, DXGS 765, General Santos, DXOC 1494, Ozamis, DXOW 981, Davao at Radio Filipino Podcast Center Manila. Ito ang kabahagi mo, Radio Filipino, napapakinggan on air and online sa buong mundo sa pamamagitan ng www.radiofilipino.com.
Radiofilipino.com.
Impormasyong may kalidad at serbisyong may halaga. Kasama, katuwang, kapinoy.
Kabahagi mo.
Kabahagi mo. Radio Filipino. Radio Filipino. Handa ka na bang pumasok sa mundo ng sports? Kung ready ka na, welcome sa headquarters ng Usapang Sports. Sports Minded. Saksihan ang inspiring, unfiltered moments kasama ang mga paborito mong athletes and sports legends at ang mga secrets to win mula mismo sa mga bigating coaches. Sports Minded. Uplifting stories. Breathtaking adventures. And real-life conversations on and off the court. This is your exclusive access to the celebrities of sports. This is Sports Minded. This is Sports Minded.
It's a beautiful Saturday, mga kabahagit and kawan. Welcome to another episode of Sports Minded. I'm Cathy G. Isang oras sa siksik-liglig na impormasyon na naman po ang aking ibabahagi sa inyo kasama ang inyong mga paborito at iniidolong atleta. We are lucky today, mga kabahagit kawan, dahil ang ating makakakwentuhan ngayon ay hindi basta-basta, di ba? Hindi lang naman kasi siya nagdala ng medalya at karangalan sa ating bansa, kundi bigatin din pagdating sa kanyang academic achievements, di ba? Talaga namang one of a kind ang ating guest for today. Ayan. Pero bago ko siya ipakilala sa inyo, mga kabahagit kawan, tayo po muna ay napapakinggan sa lahat ng Radyo Pilipino at 1FM stations. Ganon din sa ating streaming at www.radiofilipino.com at www.1fm.ph. Bisitahin nyo rin po ating Facebook at YouTube account. You may also text in sa 0968-898-2503. Nako, mga kabahagit kawan, ha? Hindi ko na patatagalin pa dahil ibibigay ko na sa inyo ang ating One for the Books.
Here's One for the Books. One for the Books. One for the Books.
Alam nyo ba na ang ibig sabihin ng karate sa Japanese ay empty hand? At una ring na-discover ang karate school sa Gichin Funakoshi sa Japan noong 1936. Ganun na katagal. Yan ang ating One for the Books.
Here's One for the Books. One for the Books. One for the Books.
Eto, alam nyo rin ba na ang karate ay isang opisyal na Olympic sport at nagkaroon ng debut noong 2020 Tokyo Summer Olympics?
Here's One for the Books. One for the Books. One for the Books.
And here's another one. Ako, hindi na to bago sa inyo. Hindi na to bago sa atin actually. Alam nyo rin ba na ang mga karatekas na kilala sa buong mundo ay walang iba kundi sila Bruce Lee lang naman, Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal at, syempre, Jackie Chan.
Here's One for the Books. One for the Books. One for the Books.
At syempre, yan ang ating One for the Books, mga kabahagit kawan. So, let's get ready. Ipapakilala ko na po sa inyo ang ating guest for today. Pero kapit lang, sa pagbabalik po yan ng Sports Minded.
Magbabalik ang Usapang Sports. Sports Minded. Sports Minded. Wagi sa kalaman, kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Nga nasa karaman kaparte sa seguridad.
Analo at kakapatan, kabiyangan at kilalaban.
Narito ang mga dapat gawin habang lumilindol.
Yumuko at magtago sa ilalim na matibay na mesa at kumapit sa mga paa nito. Umiwas sa mga bintanang salamin, mga aparador at mabibigat na gamit na maaring mahulog o matumba. Matapos ang pagyanig, agad na lisanin ang gusali at pumunta sa evacuation area. Kung ikaw ay nasa labas, magtungo agad sa open area. Lumayo sa mga gusali, puno, poste at mga lugar na may panganib ng pagguho ng lupa. Kapag naman nagmamaneho, itabi at ihinto ang sasakyan at lumabas.
Wagi sa kalaman, kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Madaugon sa kasayuran, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Sinambot keng kabaluan, kayabe keng kasamasnan.
Madaugon sa kahibalo, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa kabahagi mo, Radyo Pilipino.
Kabahagi mo
Radyo Pilipino.
saan mang bahagi ng Pilipinas, saan mang bahagi ng mundo, anumang uri ng pamumuhay. Kabahagi mo.
Kabahagi mo.
Radyo Pilipino. Radyo Pilipino. Sumasahim papawid sa DWPR 1296 Dagupan, DZTC 828 Tarlac, DZLT 1188 Lucena, DZYM 1539 Mindoro, DWRL 1080 Legazpi, DWRN 657 Naga, DYRB 540 Cebu, DYRL 1035 Bacolod, DYRN 1134 Dumaguete, DXCO 1044 Cagayan de Oro, DXGS 765 General Santos, DXOC 1494 Ozamis, DXOW 981 Davao at Radio Filipino Podcast Center Manila. Ito ang kabahagi mo, Radio Filipino. Napapakinggan on air and online sa buong mundo sa pamamagitan ng www.radiopilipino.com.
RadyoPilipino.com.
Impormasyong may kalidad at serbisyong may halaga. Kasama, katuwang, kapinoy.
Kabahagi mo.
Kabahagi mo. Radio Pilipino. Radio Pilipino. Wagi sa kalaman, kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Nga nasa karaman kaparte sa seguridad.
Analo at kakapatan, kabiyangan at kilalaban.
Narito ang mga dapat gawin kapag may sunog.
Kung nasusunog na ang bahay, lumabas agad, huwag nang magsalba pa ng gamit. Tumawag agad sa fire department o humingi ng tulong sa mga kapitbahay. Takpan ang bibig at ilong upang hindi makalanghap ng usok. Maaari ring gumamit ng panyo o tuwalya. Kung hindi makalabas, pumunta sa anumang bagay na makakapukaw ng atensyon. Kung sakaling mahagip ng apoy ang damit, magpagulong-gulong sa sahig hanggang mawala ito.
Wagi sa kalaman, kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Madaugon sa kasayuran, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Sinambot keng kabaluan, kayabe keng kasamasnan.
Madaugon sa kahibalo, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa kabahagi mo, Radyo Pilipino.
Welcome back sa Usapang Sports. This is Sports Minded.
Welcome back to Sports Minded. I'm Cathy G, mga kabahagit kawan. Eto na, wag na natin patagalin pa dahil I'm sure excited na rin kayo na makilala ang ating guest for today. Kanina nga binigay ko sa ating one for the books, parang meron na kayong idea kung sino ang ating kasama ngayong araw na ito. But before that, let me introduce to you ang ating guest for today. Siya lang naman po ang kanyang tatay. Her father is former PBA legend Samboy Lim. She also graduated, kapit kayo, as summa cum laude in UP Diliman with a degree of BS Mathematics. Wow! She won the gold medal in the Women's Committee plus 61 kilograms event at the 2019 Southeast Asian Games held in the Philippines. Noong June 2021, Siya po ay lumaban, nasabi ko na kaagad, lumaban sa World Olympic Qualification Tournament held in Paris, France, and hoping to qualify for 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. 2021 po ng November, she competed in that women's 61 kilos event at the World Karate Championships held in Dubai. December 2021, she won the silver medal lang naman in the women's committed 61 kilos event at the Asian Karate Championships held in Almaty, Kazakhstan. At siya rin po ay nanalo ng bronze medal sa 2021 Southeast Asian Games sa Hanoi, Vietnam. Nako, at marami pa siyang medal record, mga kabahagit kawan. Pero hindi ko na po iisa-isahin pa para maipakilala ko na siya sa inyo. Kaya, mga kabahagit kawan, eto na po. Let's give it up for Miss Jamie Lim. Hi, Miss Jamie.
Hi po. Thank you for having me.
How are you, Miss Jamie?
I'm good. So, we just got here to Turkey. We're training for the Asian Games naman po this September, October. And so, yes, we'll be here for quite a while, 45 days, and we just landed. So,
wow. Well, thank you for your time, for spending your time with us. Eto, Miss Jamie, let's start. Miss Jamie, tell us your story, where you grew up, and how was your childhood that led you to martial arts?
sure. So, growing up, my mom and dad wanted me to do sports. It's very important to them because they know the value that it gives to children, especially yung mga young children pa lang. I didn't exactly like it to begin with. I just wanted to rest during summer, honestly, like everyone else sa mga classmates ko. But they made it a point that I joined some summer camp, whether it be basketball or swimming or gymnastics. And then one summer it was karate, and it was supposed to be just the summer, but then my coaches made me continue. So yun lang, and then I ended up here, naging national team then in the future, and still doing it now.
How old are you when you were started karate?
I started when I was 6 years old.
6 years
and now
old.
I'm 26, so it's been 20.
Wow, so it's 20 years now you've been playing karate.
Yes.
Miss Jamie, we all know that your dad, Samboy Lim, is one of the PBA legends. Why karate and not basketball?
Oh, I actually did try basketball for a summer under my dad's Skywalker camp. But my mom said, well, puro lalaki. As in 200 na tao, ako lang yung babae.
Okay.
So she was like, let's switch sports. And wala lang, I just ended up in karate. And it was by accident, I guess, na I continued up to this point.
But karate, di ba, mostly boys then? Because, oo, kasi parang some of the parents, like me before, I want karate. Kaya lang ang sabi nila, it's for boys eh. Mostly it's for boys. Saka baka mamaya masaktan ka pa, you're a girl eh.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, pero in the classes that I took when I was 6 years old, there was a fair mix of girls naman. So, it wasn't as stark a difference as it was nung basketball. I think that really was like a boy sport.
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
But surprisingly, like karate had some girls, but that comment is very common. Like I would get that growing up. Like, why karate? It's a boy sport. Like, you know, the usual. But I think right now in this age, I think martial arts and women, they're getting better. And I think more women are into martial arts now, which is nakakatuwa.
Yeah. Miss Jamie, for you, how hard is karate?
Oh, it's very hard for me because it entails a lot of like hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because training alone is very difficult. It's very tiring and exhausting. Let alone yung suntukan and sipan, and there will come a point that there will be bruises and you'll get punched or kicked. But I enjoy it. At the end of the day, I like competing in it. Even though it hurts, I know that it's part of the process, and like I get used to it then.
The more you get hurt, the more you get stronger and diba? Exciting, diba? Remember? So how do you rank karate? How do you get your rank? in karate?
Oh, yeah. So when I was young, I was in AAK, and then we would have levels just like other karate classes. So there are 10 levels before you get to the black belt, and I got the black belt only at 18 years old. So it took me 12 years then, medyo matagal. Wala, like every belt, there are lessons, and then they progress in difficulty. So nagiging mas advanced, and it's a lot of basics. So it's not just sparring, but you need to know the basics of karate. There are two sides, like kata and kumite. My
Okay.
event is kumite in the sport, but in kata, the forms, you should also know how to do that when you go up in rank.
So what are the basics in karate?
It looks like kata. So the kata are forms. And then kumite is sparring, right, with an opponent. The kata is just like a performance with like techniques and strength. And so the lessons or the basics are like basically that, but not like a routine. So it's like techniques that you should know, and then the techniques get more difficult as you progress.
So when you say karate, like martial arts, taekwondo, what are the differences?
Oh
Taekwondo
yeah,
and karate.
I think karate and taekwondo are always confused between the two, but I think taekwondo has a lot more kicks in terms of sparring. I would say, they have more variations, and I think we have more variations naman in the punches and less the kicks. But we do both. I think karate. Karate does both kick and punch, and
Okay.
taekwondo also like has a punch, but they are more dominant in kicks, I think.
Is it required to wear the white uniform in karate, or just changing the belt?
So in competition, we wear our Karateka gi, and then it's blue versus red in competition. So we have the blue gloves and the blue gear and the belts, just for the point system, like to see for the judges.
I see. Miss Jamie, you made a very hard decision when you decided to take a break for your master's business analytics in London and opted to represent the country in the Southeast Asian Games. Na hindi ka naman nabigo. What was on your mind noong mga time na yon na you need to decide?
Oh yeah. I actually only decided in January that same year. So SEA Games in Cambodia was May, and I knew it was a risk. But I ultimately wanted to join the Asian Games.
Okay.
But also because I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity. I mean, I have to prepare for the Asian Games somehow. And so SEA Games, I think, was a must. And sayang eh. I mean, it's
Yeah.
gonna be my third SEA Games. Maybe my last, not sure, but I didn't want to miss that opportunity. Even though it was such a long shot. Kasi I didn't really have enough training, honestly. And in the UK, there were dojos. The training wasn't the same as the national team in the Philippines, that twice a day, every day. So I knew I would come into the SEA Games a bit lacking in training. But with that full knowledge, I still wanted to go for it. And I said I'll make up for the training in a different way. So train my conditioning and my skills with the punching bag, things I can do alone, and also study the sparring, study my opponents. And in the end, I just wanted to take the risk, even though I knew it was going to be stressful.
Yeah, and good thing. Talagang lumaban ka. And ako, thank you and congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Miss Jamie, another question is, being summa cum laude and an athlete at the same time, is it hard? And how did you manage your time? But you will answer that. We'll just pause for a break. Magbabalik po ang Sports Minded dito lang po sa Radyo Pilipino and 1FM.
Magbabalik ang Usapang Sports. Sports Minded. Sports Minded. Wagi sa kaalaman. Kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Gana sa karaman kaparte sa seguridad.
Analo at kakapatan, kabiyangan at kilalaban.
Narito ang mga dapat gawin bago magkalindol.
Siguraduhing matibay ang bahay at ipakumpuni ang mga sirang bahagi nito. Siguraduhin ding ligtas ang pagkakalagay ng mga mabibigat at mga nakabiting bagay. Ihanda ang emergency kit na naglalaman ng mga pangangailangan ng pamilya kagaya ng radyo, flashlight, first aid kit, tubig, pagkain, pito at gas mask. Makilahok sa mga pagsasanay ukol sa lindol.
Wagi sa kaalaman. kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Madaugon sa kasayuran, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Sinambot keng kabaluan, kayabe keng kasamasnan.
Madaugon sa kahibalo, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa kabahagi mo, Radyo Pilipino.
Kabahagi mo
Radyo Pilipino.
saan mang bahagi ng Pilipinas, saan mang bahagi ng mundo, ano mang uri ng pamumuhay. Kabahagi mo.
Kabahagi mo.
Radyo Pilipino. Radyo Pilipino. Sumasahim papawid sa DWPR 1296 Dagupan, DZTC 828 Tarlac, DZLT 1188 Lucena, DZYM 1539 Mindoro, DWRL 1080 Legazpi, DWRN 657 Naga, DYRB 540 Cebu, DYRL 1035 Bacolod, DYRN 1134 Dumaguete, DXCO 1044 Cagayan de Oro, DXGS 765 General Santos, DXOC 1494 Ozamis, DXOW 981 Davao at Radio Filipino Podcast Center Manila. Ito ang kabahagi mo, Radio Filipino. Napapakinggan on air and online sa buong mundo sa pamamagitan ng www.radiopilipino.com.
RadyoPilipino.com.
Impormasyong may kalidad at serbisyong may halaga. Kasama, katuwang, kapinoy.
Kabahagi mo.
Kabahagi mo. Radio Pilipino. Radio Pilipino. Wagi sa kaalaman, kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Gana sa karaman kaparte sa seguridad.
Analo at kakapatan, kabiyangan at kilalaban.
Narito ang mga dapat gawin habang lumilindol.
Yumuko at magtago sa ilalim na matibay na mesa at kumapit sa mga paa nito. Umiwas sa mga bintanang salamin, mga aparador at mabibigat na gamit na maaring mahulog o matumba. Matapos ang pagyanig, agad na lisanin ang gusali at pumunta sa evacuation area. Kung ikaw ay nasa labas, magtungo agad sa open area. Lumayo sa mga gusali, puno, poste at mga lugar na may panganib ng pagguho ng lupa. Kapag naman nagmamaneho, itabi at ihinto ang sasakyan at lumabas.
Wagi sa kaalaman, kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Madaugon sa kasayuran, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Sinambot keng kabaluan, kayabe keng kasamasnan.
Madaugon sa kahibalo, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa kabahagi mo, Radyo Pilipino.
Welcome back sa Usapang Sports. This is Sports Minded.
Welcome back to Sports Minded with me, Cathy G, and of course, Miss Jamie Lim. We're talking about kanina before we pause for a break. Kasi nga, kilala naman natin si Miss Jamie. Grabe, 'di ba? Beauty and brain athlete pa. O, sangka pa. Nasa kanya na ang lahat. And then now, our hanging question, being summa cum laude and an athlete at the same time, is it hard, Miss Jamie? How did you manage your time?
Yes, actually what I did for college was that I decided that I had to focus on academics.
Okay.
So for 4 years, actually I was out of karate because I tried to do both at the same time, but that at that time I wasn't in the national team yet. So training without that was hard, and also it wasn't a UAAP sport. So, and then I realized that BS math was very difficult, but I really wanted that summa cum laude. That was my goal. So I was honest with myself, and I set that, okay, 4 years muna, stop muna karate, and then let's see what happens after. And I thought I was done with karate, pero I just realized that 2019 SEA Games was gonna happen in the Philippines. So I decided after graduating, babalik ako sa karate. But what I found very difficult was this year, because this year I was doing SEA Games preparation and Masters in London at the same time. So I would say that is very difficult, because I was living alone in London, so I had to take care of a lot of stuff and doing that for the first time as well. And the Masters in Business Analytics at Imperial College was so difficult, like even alone without preparing for a competition. Like, I can't stress it enough. But it was so heavy, so difficult, so compact. But I really had to like give all my time and rest to training and study and training and study. And I sacrificed like going out for some time and saved it for after SEA Games.
You had a very good time management, Miss Jamie. You were able to manage everything. Sabi nila di ba, may what passion mo talaga yung karate. So, di ba, you went back to karate after having some break dahil nga mag-focus ka doon sa studies mo. Meron bang technique like a computation because you're BS mathematics? May computation ba sa karate? Na kailangan ito yung mga proper angling mo and everything?
No, not really computation, but like problem solving, I would say, because math is a lot of like proving, like not just the calculation, but a lot of like theories to prove, and then how you go about that is just like step by step, choosing which theories and critical thinking and problem solving. And I like to think karate is very similar, like what to do when this opponent does this, or what do you do when you need a point, like how do you structure it and everything. So as I see the similarity, and I think that's the way I think about it. So I like it.
Nice. They say you need discipline in karate. Did that relate with your studies?
Of course. I think that my discipline in karate, like growing up, that's where I applied it to my studies, because I think I was a better athlete when I was young compared to a student. I was just an average student, and I started winning in karate earlier than I started performing well in school. So I started winning in karate when I was like elementary, but I only started getting good grades when I was in high school, because I think I shifted gear and I said, okay, let's apply the same discipline in karate to school, and I found the structure well, and I think that's what got me to summa cum laude also.
Wow. Speaking of discipline, disciplinarian ba si dad mo?
Not at all, actually. Hindi talaga. He's very nice. Even my mom isn't. But between the two, my mom would call the shots more. Like, I would cry to my dad when I was young. I didn't want to train anymore. I didn't want to do karate anymore kasi masakit when I was 6 years old. And then my mom would be the one to say no, because like the 6-year-olds that call the shots. And sports is important, and I will definitely learn something from it, and I won't regret it in the end. And she was right, and I'm thankful that she didn't listen to me when I was crying to her. So, hindi disciplinarian, but she just like put me in the right direction.
Kasi there were times talaga na parang like at certain age, like 6, di ba? You almost, kapag parang masakit na, you want to give up, 'di ba? Parang at that age, I want to play na lang, 'di ba? Instead of playing karate or doing these stuffs na hindi ko naman talaga hilig at first, right? So, at least good thing na andyan ka, Miss Jamie, and representing our country.
Yes, I am thankful for that decision.
Yes. How did you handle the culture in UK while on training?
Oh, the UK was actually very nice. The people made it very easy a move, because I thought I would be homesick and everything, which I was once in a while. Like, I missed my family back home, but I really, really loved my friends there, my classmates. They are so helpful, and they really carried me. Like, it would be impossible if they didn't help me nung nag-absent ako to compete in the Cambodia SEA Games. So I trained in Turkey for 3 weeks before the SEA Games, a very short time. And then I went to Cambodia to compete and then win the gold. But they were so nice. Like whenever there was a deadline, I remember a group deadline on the SEA Games day itself, and I said, "Guys, I don't have time for this." And then they said, "Okay, just bow it sa next." And they were so supportive, and they even watched me. Despite the time difference, they made the effort to look for it, and I just love them so much. Kaya they also are very pivotal in the SEA Games journey.
Wow, that's good. Miss Jamie, do you also party after your game?
No, actually, I am not a party girl. Like I just like to eat like yummy food. So no, I'm not. I don't really party. Like it's not my thing. But what I did do was like go finally travel with my friends in the UK because I had to say no to a few. Especially in training, like during Feb and March, I couldn't go out because I needed all the training I could get. But in June, I was able to go to Greece and Copenhagen with my friends. Finally,
Wow.
to feeling ko deserve naman after all that.
Yes, yes. You said you love eating. Is there a ritual or anything that you eat before doing in a competition?
Oh, I love eating. I think Jollibee is my
Wow.
number one.
Chicken?
Yeah, no, actually the yum with cheese. I don't know. I just like when I was very young. That's what got used to eating, and I would win gold when I was young because it was always in SM the competitions, and there was always a Jollibee. So it became a thing. So in 2019 SEA Games, I had Jollibee delivered also during the lunch break before my finals, and we won.
Really?
Yeah, so if I get the chance, I would get Jollibee during a competition.
So paano yan if you're like a place there's no Jollibee?
Oh yeah, well that I have to deal with. I mean, it turned out fine din naman. Like in Cambodia, there was no Jollibee, but it's okay. only if it's available, then I will get it.
Miss Jamie, during the time that you were in the competition, that was also the time that your dad is still in recovery stage after collapsing in an exhibition game at Inaris in 2014. Ano yung napil mo nung time na yon?
Oh yeah, so it's because like the entire time I was in the national team, he was already like wheelchair bound. But I know that if he could, he would have watched me in all my fights, like international and local, and he would be the proudest because in nung bata pa lang ako, he would watch me in like this small time tournaments and be so proud of me. Mas lalo na yung SEA Games because I'm doing the same thing that he did. He also played in the SEA Games, also got 2 golds in the SEA Games. Also played in the Asian Games, which I'm gonna do for the first time too in like less than 2 months. But we keep him updated. Like every time that I go there with my mom, we talk to him. We make sure I tell him about my journey, the training, how it's so tiring, nakaiyak, my school, how I'm so stressed and everything. And also the wins and the losses as well.
So paano siya nag-react?
When he listens to us, he cries sometimes and he also laughs and smiles. So we know that he understands.
Nung nanalo ka na na you got the medal, anong naging reaction niya yun?
Oh yeah, he's always so happy when I win. So we bring to him the medal and make him hold it, and then he would cry. And I was just know na he's proud of me po.
Miss Jamie, what goes to your mind during preparation and during a competition?
Oh, it's a lot. So during preparation, I would like overthink sometimes. Like I want to over prepare more than under prepare because I think that's just how I am as a person. That's also how I am in school. And so it's a lot of stress actually, like a lot to take in. But I think I thrive. That's how I work and I just embrace it and I know that that's how I am as a person. But I really try to check all the boxes, like make sure I study everyone, the opponents I can study, and also work on myself. What do I need? All the strategy that I mean, all the situations that can happen in the mat. I want to be ready for it. And yun. And then in the competition naman, I just let it flow and don't think as much because parang the studying has been done. It's already in my system and I should just like let it flow.
May kaba ba Miss Jamie? And how do you deal with it?
Oh, of course, always talaga. Big or small competition, honestly. Kinakabahan pa rin. I don't know, it doesn't go away.
That's natural. Yeah.
It is, and I embrace it. I mean, it's fine. It's healthy nerves. I mean, if I weren't nervous, it probably means that it's not big or not important. So, it's good, and I just am aware of it. But I just breathe, and I talk to like my teammates or my mom, and they just know exactly what to say. Especially my mom. My mom memorizes me na kasi since I was 6 years old. So she just knows the exact words to say, and it calms me down and makes me feel better.
You've been focusing to karate, your sports, and focusing to your academics, to your studies. How about love life, Miss Jamie? Who's your inspiration?
Oh, no. That has been put on pause because of the career. I don't know. I think I am happy like going for the career first, and it's a lot of time kasi it takes up a lot of time. And it's not sad because I enjoy it naman. Like, super sulit naman lahat ng stress na pinagdadaanan after competition. So, that's fine by me.
What do you do kapag may nagpaparamdam sa'yo? Do you entertain suitors?
Paano ba? Do suitors still exist? I don't know. I think people just get the vibe that I am focused on karate and school, and that it's a lot. So I think they just get the hint and
Alright.
go with the flow.
Okay. Next topic. Baka natakot lang kasi sila eh. 'Di ba? Baka mamaya kapag
Baka.
makarati sila eh kapag hindi mo nagustuhan. Anyways, going back, siguro enough na for the love life. Baka mawala sa focus. Let's go back to karate. Is there a special training ba, Miss Jamie, sa karate? Yung mga, those who want to learn, dapat okay lang ba na sa bahay lang din? Or is it dapat nasa training camp ka talaga?
For a while nung pandemic, we tried to adjust and make it online. I think a lot of karate classes tried to do that because there's no other choice. But honestly, I would prefer na face-to-face because you really get karate when you feel like what a kick is supposed to feel like or what the punch is supposed to feel like. That's only ever gonna be transferred to a person if you really know. And that's a limitation kasi kapag video lang and then you on your own without supervision, it's gonna be difficult. So especially sa mga bata, I hope na it would be face to face. And I think it's good that the pandemic is like slowly starting to go away. So things are going back to normal now.
Sabi nila, karate daw, bawal magsinungaling. Ano masasabi ba doon, Miss Jamie?
Bawal magsinungaling. Yes, I mean...
Sa karate, dapat totoo ka lahat.
Yeah, for sure. I think just when you do karate, the what do you call this? Like the values are like incorporated in you, and that's how you grow up. Like you learn respect, and honesty, and I think it's because when you train hard, you're being honest with yourself and not the coach. Like my coach always says that if you're cheating in training, you're cheating yourself and not the coach because you're not gonna get better. So I think a child learns that then. Like they will know that if they pag nandadaya sa training and then it shows in competition. I think that's part of the learning, and then they adjust for it and they find out on their own. So that's why karate is very nice because it's not like taught. Like they don't just say these are the values, but you actually go through it and learn through it.
Do you teach din ba like may mga kids na gusto matuto like you, to become like you? Do you teach them ba yung mga kids na ganon? Pag may lumalapit sa'yo?
Yeah. For a while, especially when I was starting my college years, we would teach. Like when I just got my black belt, that would happen. But then like once na naging nasa national team, that became a lot harder because I was also studying abroad. And in the national team, like you have to train twice a day, so it really fills up your time. But for sure, if I had the time and opportunity, I would.
Miss Jamie, what is the best advice na sinabi sa'yo ng dad mo?
My dad always kept it simple, and he said, just keep trying and just keep working hard. And it was so simple, but that really was the secret because that's what he did. And he was like one of the best athletes ever and my idol. And there was no secret to it. He just really worked hard every day and without excuses. And I looked up to him, and that's also why I don't drink alcohol, and that's why I try to be healthy just like him. Because that's what I see in him, and he just kept working and working, and kaya this is how I am because of him.
Wow. At very young age, ito, academic achiever, an athlete, napakarami pang inputs na nakukuha natin from Miss Jamie Lim. Pero hindi pa dyan nagtatapos mga kabahagit kawan ha. Dahil we'll just pause for a break at sa pagbabalik po natin, tayo naman po idadako na sa ating Slam Book.
Magbabalik ang Usapang Sports. Sports-minded. Sports-minded. Wagi sa kalaman. Kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Gana sa karaman kaparte sa seguridad.
Analo at kakapatan, kabiyangan at kilalaban.
Narito ang mga dapat gawin kapag may sunog.
Kung nasusunog na ang bahay, lumabas agad. Huwag nang magsalba pa ng gamit. Tumawag agad sa fire department o humingi ng tulong sa mga kapitbahay. Takpan ang bibig at ilong upang hindi makalanghap ng usok. Maaari ring gumamit ng panyo o tuwalya. Kung hindi makalabas, pumunta sa anumang bagay na makakapukaw ng atensyon. Kung sakaling mahagip ng apoy ang damit, magpagulong-gulong sa sahig hanggang mawala ito.
Wagi sa kalaman. Kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Madaugon sa kasayuran, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Sinambot keng kabaluan, kayabe keng kasamasnan.
Madaugon sa kahibalo, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa Kabahagi Mo, Radyo Pilipino.
Wagi sa kalaman. Kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Gana sa karaman kaparte sa seguridad.
Analo at kakapatan, kabiyangan at kilalaban.
Narito ang mga dapat gawin bago magkalindol.
Siguraduhing matibay ang bahay at ipakumpuni ang mga sirang bahagi nito. Siguraduhing ding ligtas ang pagkakalagay ng mga mabibigat at mga nakabiting bagay. Ihanda ang emergency kit na naglalaman ng mga pangangailangan ng pamilya kagaya ng radyo, flashlight, first aid kit, tubig, pagkain, pito at gas mask. Makilahok sa mga pagsasanay ukol sa lindol.
Wagi sa kalaman. Kabahagi sa kaligtasan.
Madaugon sa kasayuran, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Sinambot keng kabaluan, kayabe keng kasamasnan.
Madaugon sa kahibalo, kabahin sa kaluwasan.
Isang mahalagang paalala mula sa Kabahagi Mo, Radyo Pilipino.
Kabahagi mo.
Radyo Pilipino.
Saan mang bahagi ng Pilipinas, saan mang bahagi ng mundo, anumang uri ng pamumuhay, kabahagi mo.
Kabahagi mo.
Radyo Pilipino. Radyo Pilipino. Sumasahim papawid sa DWPR 1296, Dagupan, DZTC 828, Tarlac, DZLT 1188, Lucena, DZYM 1539, Mindoro, DWRL 1080, Legazpi, DWIZ DYRN 657, Naga DYRB 540, Cebu DYRL 1035, Bacolod DYRN 1134, Dumaguete DXCO 1044, Cagayan de Oro DXGS 765, General Santos DXOC 1494, Osamis DXOW 981, Davao at Radio Filipino Podcast Center Manila. Ito ang kabahagi mo, Radio Filipino, napapakinggan on air and online sa buong mundo sa pamamagitan ng www.radiofilipino.com. Impormasyong may kalidad at serbisyong may halaga. Kasama, katuwang, kapinoy, kabahagi mo, Radio Filipino, Radio Filipino.
Welcome back sa Usapang Sports. This is Sports Minded.
Welcome back to Sports Minded. I'm Cathy G with Miss Jamie, and you're still listening to Radyo Pilipino and 1FM. Mga kabahagi at Kawan, kanina before we pause for a break, ayan na. Let's move on to our slam book.
Slam Book.
Miss Jamie, may mga few questions lang tayo coming from our listeners. Ayan. This one is coming from Joji Kiliano. Kailangan po ba ng height sa pagkakarate? Gusto ko po sana kasi, kaso lang po my height is 4'11".
Oh no, I think it's fine because there are weight categories in karate. So the lightest weight sa lalaki is 55,
Okay.
and sa babae is 50. So like it's not so stark, the differences sa heights, because you make up for it sa weight category. So I think you can also make up for it with speed usually.
Dave Malone, aside from karate and studying, what are your other hobbies?
Oh, I actually love to dance. As in, I was also in the Ika dance group when I was in high school.
Wow.
And I really loved it, but I just had to stop it because I was so exhausted with dance, karate training, and
Karate and
academic.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so parang it would be back-to-back training. I would do dance training and then go to Mega Mall for karate training, and then wala nang time for school and rest. So I knew I had to drop that, but I really enjoyed it.
Right. Debbie Acevedo says, kapag po ba lumalaban kayo sa international, full support po ba ang family and friends? I think you've mentioned this a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, especially nung 2019 SEA Games, that was when my debut as a national athlete. First SEA Games ko, and then they were all there. They went to the opening ceremony, to the closing ceremony, my whole family. Especially in the 2019 SEA Games, my mom is from Batangas kasi. So, yung mga taga Batangas, dumayo po sila.
Wow.
And full out support. And I'm so grateful na even though we're not super close kasi I grew up here na sa Manila, they would still support me. And also my friends, not only here in the Philippines, but also internationally. And they would root for the Philippines just because of me. Kaya I'm so grateful.
And it really helps talaga, di ba? When you're in a competition, and then you can hear the cheer from your friends, your family, talagang it adds to your morale, di ba? Na parang kailangan ko, I need to fight to get the goal, like that.
Yeah, and just knowing that they're there, it really makes a difference. Like in Cambodia, my mom and her brother, and my mom's partner, they would always go with me. So Cambodia and Vietnam, and sometimes also Kazakhstan before. So parang they've been around with me, and they would really travel and go out of their way just to support me. Kaya malaking bagay po.
Yeah, that's good. Froy Nabayan says, ano ang na-instill sa'yo ng karate?
Oh, so much. First, I think it's the way that I do things. Like, I always have to do my best in everything. And I always have to, like, hindi ako pwedeng magtipid in one aspect. Like, in this Masters, I thought I would come into this being very chill about it. Kasi parang Masters, it doesn't really matter. If you're first class distinction or just graduate of Masters. Like, people don't usually distinguish that. But here I am, like, stressing over a report because I want to reach that first class distinction. And I think that's just the way I am, like, being a perfectionist. I think it came from karate, and that's how I grew up talaga.
Jen Reyes says, ano ang future plans mo? Ano ang magpapatigil sa iyong magkarate?
I actually don't know yet kasi I thought I would just do that one SEA Games in 2019 and then start with my masters and stop now. Then I continued. I did the Olympic qualifications and then also Worlds and Asian Champs and another SEA Games. And then I did my masters na and I thought that was it. But then I still did the SEA Games during masters. So I don't know what will make me quit, but it should come soon. I mean, I'll see how the work life goes because I'll have to start that very soon. Just finished my masters and I should make use of it. If there is a way to balance it, then I will. But we'll see in the future.
Let's wait. You guys wait. Pam Dino says, have you tried or were you forced to use karate in real life situation?
Oh no. In karate, we're taught to avoid fights at all costs. So if there would have to be a place or no, if there would arise a fight, I would just run and
Okay.
not even engage. I think that's the wise thing to do.
Yeah, don't engage. Gian Ignacio, Gian Ignacio says, bakit po mas prefer nyo ang kumite?
Oh, I actually did both when I was young because when you're on the national team, our club made us do both. But I just was better in kumite. I think my body is more structured that way. So kumite, I have long limbs and I'm tall and it's more bagay for sparring. And also I like the problem solving aspect of it. In kata kasi it's perfectionist, just perfect with repetitions and repetitions. But in kumite, anything goes. And you have to analyze problems on the spot and adjust quickly. And I think I like that excitement, even though it makes it so difficult because so many things are happening at the same time. But yes, I think that's more me compared to kata.
Miss Jamie, going back to Pam Dino's question, a real life situation, what if someone needs your help? Daw.
Oh, someone needs my help, then if there is no other choice, then I would go do what I can. But actually yung iniisip ko nga is when someone needs my help is to call for more help because it's unwise to fight. I think it's very difficult because I don't know what good it could get out of it. But in emergency situations and things that I can't imagine, I would probably know when to fight also in the fight or flight decision making in me. So I have yet to see that situation, but we will find out. And it will happen if it needs to be done.
Yeah. Question from JC. Why do you shout during karate? When you do the sparring thing?
Yeah. Oh, it shows intensity and intent because it helps you get out more power talaga rather than not expressing anything. But the intensity really, it helps when you shout to express it.
Kaya pala, kasi sabi nila, ba't ang ingay? When you're playing karate or you do the sparring, di ba? Nagsha-shout talaga. So, yun pala yung reason doon. It's like riding in a roller coaster, di ba? You shout kapag you're kailang, di ba? So, the same thing with karate. Ganun pala yun.
Yes, it is.
Sample daw, sample. Self-defense.
Wag!
Miss Jamie Ray Mark Abelia says, may nabasa po ako na bawal po ang maraming rice kapag ikaw ay nagkakarate. Is that true?
True. If anything, we need more rice to get energy.
Carbs, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I eat more when I'm training talaga. Double what I would normally eat. Because I need the energy talaga. Rice is not bad. Just too much, I guess, would be bad. But
Yes.
it's not bad.
Jen Garin says, saan po madalas ang pain kapag nakakarate ang isang tao?
Oh my gosh, where to start?
Where your pains are? Here in the arms or legs or both?
So I think it's the hips actually, the glutes and the legs because when we do our stance, medyo matagal siya. And then sometimes the knees, pag overuse kasi, we do a lot of kicks and a lot of jumps and many things can happen. Also ankles. So I think more lower body because we're on the ground a lot and we kick too and our stance is planted and everything. So parang it's vulnerable to that.
Oh. Janus Yang says, naririnig ko palagi na tinatawag na sensei ang mga karate instructor. What does it mean daw, Miss Jamie?
Oh, it's like the teacher, yung sensei in like Japanese martial arts. That's what we call the sensei. And then senpai yung senior. So that's like our form of respect. We have to call them sensei.
Sensei. Kanina you were explaining the difference of karate to taekwondo. His question is, si Kyle Elorde, yung pinagkaiba po ng karate do at kung fu. Is there a difference in karate?
I'm not so familiar with Kung Fu because I don't think it's practiced much in the Philippines, or at least walang national team ng Kung Fu. So I don't know if it's like a very traditional sport na I'm just not familiar with. I just see Taekwondo more because like we have the national team here and a lot of competitions also. So yeah, I'm more familiar with it.
Jenny Gassi says, gusto ko po sana matuto kaso I'm only interested as self-defense. Pwede po ba yun? O may iba pang training na kailangan pagdaanan?
No. I mean, when you do karate, that's the first thing they teach you. It's more self-defense, and then later on, when you want to go into sports, that's when you learn it. So it's actually perfect. You should go for it. It's actually the main purpose of like karate lessons.
Oh, yun. So, I think nasagot na yung mga katanungan nyo ni Miss Jamie. Miss Jamie, thank you sa pagsagot ng mga questions ng ating mga kawan at kabahagi. But, hindi pa dyan nagtatapos because we'll now proceed to our Fast Break.
Fast Break! Fast Break! Fast Break!
This is just a quick question and answer, Miss Jamie. Are you ready? All right. Here's the first question. Kihon or kumite?
Kumite.
If isa lang ang pangalan mo, ano ito? Jamie or Christine?
Jamie, because it's my first name. But Jamie Christine is actually nice too.
Yeah, you have a very nice name. Dogs or cat?
Oh, I would have to say dogs, but I also have a cat and I love her so much. So with her exception, I would say dogs. But if it's my cat, it's both.
Lost weight or 5 inches taller?
5 inches taller. I think that would be so cool. I would be so long.
Yeah, long. You can fight more. Complete the sentence. Karate is my
life. Actually, I don't know it yet, but I think it is essentially like throughout. It's always been there, and I think it is life.
Spender or saver?
Saver. Sobrang kuripot ko. Yeah.
Talaga, you don't shop?
Barely. Like, only when I need it.
Wow. Would you rather go to Paris or go to Japan?
Japan? Because of the food. I love it. I love Japanese food.
Hot coffee or iced tea?
Iced tea. Only because I don't drink coffee.
Oh. Describe yourself in one word.
Oh, that's hard. I would say energetic.
Wow.
I think I'm always like full of energy.
Thank you so much, Miss Jamie Christine Lim, for your time. Maraming salamat. But before we let you go, we want to hear your final message for the youth out there who wants to be like you. How to be you po, Miss Christine, Miss Jamie.
Yeah. I would say, like, just have dreams talaga. And then even though it seems like so far away, like when I was young kasi I had so many dreams na parang hindi so evident when I was young because I wasn't the best student. I wasn't the best athlete either. But I just kept working. And even though it took forever, like at least 3 years for karate to win, I still got there eventually. So if you have a dream, just keep pursuing it and keep going. And I swear it'll happen if you just believe in yourself and keep going. So I believe in you and I am rooting for you and go for it lang.
Very nice. And one question, what can you tell parents na ayaw payagan ng anak nila magkarate because for them delikado?
No, I think it's very safe, especially if there's supervision. The correct supervision is important. But in the world, there are so many accidents that can happen. I think it's not just limited to a sport. But then I think the trade-off naman is so outweighed, like the benefits of sports to the risks of injuries. I think you should go for it, and it teaches you so many life lessons that nothing else can teach. So go for it, and it'll probably be safe, but like I think it's so worth it.
Thank you so much, Miss Jamie. Again, mga kabahagit kawan, Miss Jamie Christine Lim, Olympic Karateka, all the way from
Turkey.
Ayan na. Thank you again for spending your time with us. Ayan, marami kaming mga points na nakuha sa'yo, Miss Jamie. Talaga naman na one of a kind ka dahil at very nakaka-inspire. Imagine, you can manage everything from your studies sa iyong sports. Talagang nakakabilib. And before we end, we'd like to thank Fin Cotton. Maraming salamat sa pag-sponsor ng Sports Minded. Again, thank you everyone. Miss Jamie Lim, thank you so much. This has been Cathy G. Always remember, as Tim Notke says, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Good day, everyone.